Well, would you look at that? I almost started on time today. It's amazing, isn't it? Hi, everybody, and welcome. Today it's going to be kind of a First Amendment day on the Morning Night Live, and where are my headphones? We're going to just check out some journalism foibles and things that happen in the world that really make you think, what kind of rights do you really have in this great land? And it's just curious. So anyway, play the intro. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog Studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way, but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, PAWG Night. Yeah, stop the music. Gunny, I know that I'm still late, but less late than I normally am, right? Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live on this fantastic Tuesday, March 31st, 2020. I am so happy that you're here. I am your host, Marty, also known as PAWG Night. And today, like I said, it's going to be a little bit of a kind of a First Amendment show. I decided to switch tabs when I go to my favorite aggregator, the Ace of Spades, and it has all kinds of articles JJ Sefton has looked at, and mostly First Amendment related. Also, it's sort of an anniversary of sorts. An anniversary, and it's not a good anniversary, but it is an anniversary today. Exactly 4 months ago today, the Chinese government decided to finally inform the World Health Organization that they had something wrong happening in their country, particularly in a province or city called Wuhan in the Hubei province. Something about a disease they couldn't really figure out what it was. Some kind of virus spreading and causing some problems, and it was starting to kill some people, and they decided to finally, now it had been happening since the middle of November, but they decided finally at the end of December, the last day of the calendar year per the most of the world, that they were going to tell the World Health Organization just before the big New Year celebration for 2020. And since that time, that virus has spread to 203 countries and counting. There's not too many countries left it could end up in. On every continent, every country. And it's just not good. It's just not a good thing. And so, now, let's talk about 3 months ago today. 3 months ago today, the President of the United States issued an order to suspend all travel from China. Now, if you go on the internets and go into either Twitter's or your Facebook page or whatever social media you go on, there's a whole bunch of people out there saying, "Oh, the President of the United States should have known about this 3 months ago. He should have been preparing for this since December." Well, oh wait, it isn't even 4 months. It's 3 months ago today. 3 months a day. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Thank you, C. Thomas. That song's been going through my head ever since I saw the Steven Crowder parody. Anyway, it was actually 3 months ago today, because December 31st is 3 months from March 31st. 3 months ago today. But people have been saying all month that the president should have been preparing for this 3 months ago. We just found out about it 3 months ago today. 2 months ago today, the president put in a travel restriction from China. And here's why. And I'm going to bring this up because I just want to remind you what happened January 30th, 2020. January 30th, 2020. On January 30th, 2020, the WHO, World Health Organization, declares China coronavirus. Now, interesting. This is CNBC. And on January 30th, 2020, the WHO declares China coronavirus. Ooh. That's racist. That's killed more than 200. A global health emergency. Oh, they on January 30th they declared this? Interesting. World Health Organization said a fast-spreading coronavirus that's infected more than 8,200 people across the world is a global health emergency. Huh. Still not a pandemic yet, but okay. A rare designation will help the international agency. Excuse me. I need a sip of my reparations coffee. The rare designation will help the international agency mobilize financial and political support to contain the outbreak. Interesting. January 30th. The World Health Organization said the fast-spreading coronavirus that's infected more than 8,200 people across the world is a global health emergency. Okay, why did they do that? I don't know why they put key points here, and then the very first paragraph is the exact same 2 key points. They need editors, I'm just telling you. The announcement comes just hours after the United States confirmed its first human-to-human transmission of the virus, which has killed more than 200 people in China and has now spread to at least 18 other countries. Now, I have another article that I just happened to pull up about that first human-to-human transmission. Because remember, 7 days earlier, the New York Times said, they reported that the WHO said there were no evidence of human-to-human transmission. Well, let's talk about the first human-to-human transition in the United States. It was the second case they found. The first one was in the state of Washington, and they had not a human-to-human transmission. It was someone who had traveled from China. And now, on the same day, January 30th, the same day, this is probably the reason they decided to call it a global health emergency. CDC confirms first human-to-human transmission of coronavirus in the United States. Now, I'm not going to read their key points because I'm going to guess they're the same thing as the first paragraph, but here we go. U.S. health officials confirmed on Thursday the nation's first person-to-person transmission of the coronavirus that has already killed at least 171 people in China and infected more than 8,200 since emerging less than a month ago. The new patient is the husband of the Chicago woman who brought the infection back from Wuhan, China. Wow. The epicenter of the outbreak, CDC and Illinois health officials said during a press briefing. Health officials said the man in his 60s has some underlying medical conditions, but was in good condition. His wife was doing well, but remained in isolation at a local hospital, they said. Public health officials are also monitoring 21 other patients in Illinois for possible infections. So now here's the best part of this article, because I'm going to skip this talking about how it's serious. Yes, it's serious. In fact, they have a quote from Dr. Nancy Messonnier, who for some reason they pulled her from the team because who knows why. But here she said, here's some interesting part. The virus which emerged December 31st. Really? Emerged December 31st? They'd been dealing with this for almost a month in China, or more than a month. The first case was in November 17th, but the virus, which emerged December 31st, has already spread to more people than the SARS epidemic. So anyway, then on January 3rd, they finally declared it a health emergency so they could, it will help the international agency mobilize financial and political support to contain the outbreak. Huh. So, interesting. All right. Before we continue, I'm going to say good morning to everybody because that's what I do here on the Morning Night Live. And then, of course, 3 months ago today, the President of the United States issued the travel ban. All right, let's say good morning to everybody because that's what I do. Good morning first. And who is first, of course, is my friend C. Thomas. Man, I haven't seen you in a while. You get the bell, sir. Ding. And I'm so happy you're back. I've missed you. You haven't been around for a while. All right. Good morning, Tyler F. Also, good morning, Lamented Guide, Truckin' Bear, D.I. Freighter, Freighter Watcher, D.I. Freighter Watcher, Duck Dog, my favorite person with the broken thumb. Good morning, Gunfox61, Mike Savage, Sean, Skeptok, you're becoming a regular. I love it. Chi-Town Jay, this is Kyle, Jay Wolf. Let's see, who else have I got here? Chi-Town Jay said, oh, good morning, Della Hayes. Hey, good to see you get to come around for a while. Also, let's see, C. Thomas, I already did C. Thomas. Maniac Man, good morning. And Maddie, good morning. Jay Wolf, I got you. Let's see, I think I'm hitting everybody just about. Good morning, Mike Savage, Blarg. And is that everybody? That's close. All right. No, okay, Gunfox, wait a minute. Let's see if P-Dog can guess what he's missing. Is that what I was missing? Say good morning. No, I was purposely holding off for a minute. But yes, C. Thomas did get the bell. That bell. And good morning, Advocatus Diaboli, the devil's advocate. I am happy that you are all here and people are rolling in. Some of you are in the, whatchamacallit. There's some of you are out there lurking. I know some of you drive and do work and listen while you're doing something else or whistle while you work and cleaning and whatever you're doing. So, but Mike, you have nothing on my level of savage. Okay, I don't know what that was. Oh, I see. All right. What? I'm not going to tell you about. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. Oh, I see. Oh, people talking about what's going on Twitter. All right, so like I said, today is kind of a First Amendment day. Oh, and hey, Larry, what's up? All right, it's a First Amendment. Oh, before I even move on. The other thing that I didn't do yesterday that I'm going to remember to do today, and that would be little mood music. And I know I missed Metal Monday. I'm sorry for you metal fans and whatever. Metal Monday was yesterday. I know that. But oh, that's what you're talking about. Music. Yeah, I have the music ready and I'm ready to click it, but it's going to be It's gonna be a reggae day today. I'm just feeling I'm feeling the beat from an island man. So I'm just gonna have a little reggae going in the background, and I'm gonna have some fun. And I just don't want to hear about it. If you want to hear the Metal Monday, you'll have to come next Monday, because man, I'm just gonna do that on Monday. My island accent's terrible, so let's just move on. Something interesting that happened a few days ago. What day was this? This was on, what day was this? I don't know. I don't know, but it was, I'm finding humor in it. The name of my stream today is, mistakenly, because someone in the media, they made a little boo-boo over the last couple days, and that would be CBS News. CBS now says they mistakenly airs footage of an overcrowded Italian hospital during a New York City report. CBS admitted their mistake and blamed it on an editor. Oh, mistakenly. CBS News aired footage of a crowded hospital with multiple patients on ventilators and doctors covered head to toe in hazmat suits in order to demonstrate the desperation New York City hospitals are in. Except the video is actually from an Italian hospital. Certainly the scenes in the American hospital are just as harrowing, but that does not excuse the network's journalistic mistake.
You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
CBS admitted their mistake and blamed it on an editor. It was an editing mistake. We took immediate steps to remove it from all platforms and shows, a spokesperson for CBS News told Fox News. Sky News had initially aired the video days before of Italy's main hospital in Bergamo, in Lombardy province, and noted the hospital is one of the most advanced hospitals in Europe. Just in the last 24 hours, health officials announced coronavirus deaths in the United States hit over 3,100. New York remains the epicenter with over 67,000 cases and more than 900 deaths. A Navy hospital ship, the U.S. naval ship Comfort, arrived in New York's harbor Monday with 1,000 beds, 12 operating rooms, prepared to take patients to and alleviate stress on the New York City healthcare workers. But so there's a couple pictures. Up here is the footage from Sky News, and here's the CBS News. Now, here's the funniest thing about this to me. CBS News, this editor, would have had to have, first of all, to get the Sky News footage at CBS News, which has zero relationship to Sky News, would have had to have stolen copyrighted footage. You know that thing that people on YouTube get in trouble for all the time, but that's none of my business. So somebody named Alex, who's Alex on the internet, did this. During a pandemic, it's essential that the media gives us real, accurate information. It is completely irresponsible for CBS News to use footage from an Italian hospital when talking about the outbreak in New York City. This is unacceptable, and it certainly is. Let's show you just how this footage just pans together here, and let's click the sound on this. Hang on.
This is the main hospital in Bergamo, in Lombardy province. It's one of the most advanced hospitals in Europe.
Yeah, look at that. 3 days later.
This is the main hospital in Bergamo, in Lombardy province.
CBS
it's one of the most
stole footage from Sky News. Oh, it was just an editor mistake. Oh my gosh, I hate it when you make those kind of mistakes. Now, what's funny about this is at the same time that CBS is stealing footage from Sky News, and this Alex here, ALX or whatever, who made this tweet. During a pandemic, it is essential that the media give us real and accurate information. I'm reading this again for a reason, by the way. It's completely irresponsible for CBS News to use the footage from an Italian hospital when talking about the outbreak in New York City. This is unacceptable. Now, there's a certain person who works for TPUSA, Charlie Kirk and all those guys. His name is Benny Johnson. And Benny Johnson has this weird, how should I put this? Has this penchant for stealing, should I say stealing, borrowing Tweets, themes, memes, footage. I don't know what else to call it, but so if you so as I'm looking at this tweet, and I'll make it full screen just so you can see exactly what it's like. It's amazing that Benny Johnson, after this tweet's here, here's Benny Johnson. Oh, wait a minute, I put too far. Now, listen to this wording. When talking about the coronavirus outbreak in New York City, CBS News aired footage of a hospital in Italy. Especially in times of crisis where people are already in panic, the media needs to give accurate information. Irresponsible. With the exact same footage, but he used Alex's exact same video with, because Alex, it says Alex right here, and it even says from Alex, but almost the exact same wording. So I'm going to read the first sentence of Alex's tweet. During a pandemic, it is essential that the media give us real and accurate information. Here's Benny's tweet. Especially in times of crisis when people are in panic, the media needs to give us accurate information. The second paragraph of this one is, it's completely irresponsible for CBS News to use footage from an Italian hospital when talking about the outbreak in New York City. He's moved that to the first paragraph. When talking about the coronavirus outbreak in New York City, CBS News aired footage of a hospital in Italy. Alex finishes with, this is unacceptable. Benny ends it with irresponsible. Wow. Benny, love my family, God, and pipe tobacco, not necessarily in that order. TP USA. Did I say Talking Points USA? Yeah, I meant Turning Point USA, but they're really just Talking Points USA. Chief Creative Officer. Chief Creative Officer. Benny, you weren't very creative this time. Just saying. Just almost, it's basically the same tweet. Anyway, so that's that. What's quite interesting. And then I don't need to read the Daily Caller article on this, so we'll just close a couple windows here and move on to my next story. Now, this is an interesting story because, in these press briefings that the president's been giving, for a while now you're all familiar with Jim Acosta, and he's been, oh, good morning, Lindsay, by the way. I did see you pop in. Good morning, Cynical Lindsay. During his press briefings over the last few years, Jim Acosta has made a name for himself for just being kind of a jerk, kind of an internet, the internet troll of the White House press corps, asking questions that are very antagonistic. And basically, if you read any, if you basically, you could just go on Twitter and figure out what Jim Acosta is going to ask the next day. And it doesn't necessarily have to be his, just anyone who's snarky towards a president, you can be certain that Jim Acosta is going to ask that similar type of question. And now there's a new person. Her name is Yamachi El Cinder, who's kind of been taking Jim Acosta's place, although Jim Acosta is back, by the way. And so the type of questions they ask, now I think it's fine that they ask Trump about things he said, but it's always in the only way I can describe it is an internet troll type of way. So apparently, so this is kind of humorous. This is a little article from the Federalist. Media reaction to Yamachi Al-Cinder dusted with Trump shows why their approval ratings are low, because the media is just all on board and seeing how they can get a gotcha. And right now, I don't really care if they want to analyze how this all happened and how the response was. They can go back, when we're through the crisis. Right now, I would like the media just to give us information that actually protects us and actually does something worthwhile, because all the Monday morning quarterbacking, especially when this whole crisis is just 3 months old, and there's really no there's not a really clear end in sight. There's some hints to the end and whatnot, but there's no clear end in sight. And so when they go up here and they're basically trying to, it's almost like they're running a campaign against the president, which, shocker, they kind of have been since he's become president. But anyway, the media reaction to Yamcha Alcinder's dust-up with Trump shows why their approval ratings are low. Yeah, her peers rush to defend her, but Alcinder has a track record of partisan commentary and unnecessarily hostile and silly questions. That's what it is. It's the hostile questions. That's what I mean. They're very hostile. They're hostile, cynical, silly, just dumb-ass questions where you go, why are you asking that right now? Is there better things you can ask that actually help us as your journalist, as a journalist? But anyway, the ongoing dysfunctional codependent relationship between the political media and President Donald Trump flared up again on Sunday afternoon during a Rose Garden press conference on the government's handling of the Wuhan virus. Oh, they're in trouble again. Oh. Good morning, Smarty Bear. Trump needs the media to act the way they do so he can dunk on them and look good by comparison. Kind of, which, it's funny. He does kind of slap down. Although, you know what? To the people who hate him, oh my God, look at him overreact. Look at him. He's having a meltdown. The only people having a meltdown is the media. Anyway, the media are enjoying the short-term rush of their war with Trump, wearing his abuse as a badge of honor among their peers. On Sunday, the media were pretty sure they had Trump in a bind when he reacted negatively to a question by PBS's Yamcha Alcinder. You can watch the whole shebang. Should we watch that? Let's see. How much of a clip did they do here? Let's see what the clip is they add to this. Let's see what the clip is. Oh, this is 9 minutes long. I'm not wasting 9 minutes.
You've said repeatedly
here it is.
that you think that some of the equipment that governors are requesting, they don't actually need. You said New York might not need 30,000. You said it on Sean Hannity's Fox News. You said
why don't you people act? Let me ask you.
You said
why don't you act in a little more positive? It's always trying to
get you. My question to you is,
get you. And you know what? That's why nobody trusts the media anymore.
My question to you is, how is that going to impact?
Excuse me, you didn't hear me. That's why you used to work for the Times and now you work for somebody else. Look, let me tell you something. Be nice. Don't
Mr.
be
President,
threatening.
my question
Don't be threatening. Be nice. Go ahead.
My question is, how is that going to impact how you fill these orders for ventilators or for masks?
It doesn't. Look, okay, let me just answer the question how Trump maybe missed, because the way she frames the question. What she's trying to frame here is that Trump is going to play favorites, sending equipment here, there, and everywhere. Now, let's just get something straight. I am confident that when Trump leaves these press conferences, he doesn't run down to the warehouse and make sure that the people filling orders are filling orders in his political priority, okay? These orders are done by... First of all, there's probably a whole team of going, look, they're asking for this much. Here's what we need. Here's what the doctors say. Here's what we have. Here's their projections. And here's how we're going to allocate them based on our projections on how many we're going to get in and when they're going to need them and how fast. For example, the ventilators. Okay, we just sent a bunch of ventilators to New York City. They have a bunch in storage right now, ready in case the different hospitals need them. But we haven't sent. New Orleans is having a wave right now. We need to send 3,000 to New Orleans, and we need to send a couple hundred, a couple pallets to Washington, because we are getting some more from these people who are producing them. So now we're going to send them here, here, and here. And well, Florida. Okay, Florida didn't ask for many. We can handle that because they made a very good projection. So they're going to get exactly what they asked for because they didn't ask for too many. They didn't ask for a surplus to have on. They asked for how many they need now. So we're going to fill that order. Donald Trump doesn't go down there and do that. Okay, he's not the one who's saying, well, I think maybe because we have my friend in Florida. Mr. DeSantis, Governor DeSantis, who's doing a great job, by the way. He's doing fantastic. I think maybe I should give him everything he wants because he's in my party and he's a very big supporter of the president. Now, you need to send we can only send 5 to New York because Governor Cuomo's an asshole. And then the Jay Inslee, I'm not even going to talk to him, have him talk to the vice president. But for now, let's just send as many as we can to Florida because Florida is much more important because I have clubs down there. That's not what's happening. Anyway, let's see what the rest of this crap.
You're not gonna. It's not gonna impact you at all.
We're producing tremendous numbers of ventilators. We're doing a great job on it. Mike Pence, our vice president, has headed up the task force, which has been incredible, the job they've done. We have everybody in the White House working on it. We have everybody in the country is working on this in one way or the other. The fact is, we've done a great job of delivering. You've seen the biggest people in the business. I mean, there's nobody even close to this group of people. We had a meeting at 3 o'clock. It lasted for a long time. It was a great meeting with the generals and with everybody else, and they have done a fantastic job. I'm just saying this, if they're holding, let me give you one example. We sent thousands of generators to New York. They were put into a warehouse, a New York warehouse that happened to be located, interestingly, in Edison, New Jersey. They were given to New York, and we then went to other places, also giving thousands of ventilators. The people in New York never distributed the generators. We said, why didn't you distribute them?
Now, here's something interesting, too. So I'm looking at, as I constantly do research via Twitter and through different websites and stuff, there was a hospital in Queens that they were complaining, somebody at their hospital who works there was complaining that they didn't have enough ventilators, that they're having to recycle ventilators so much faster because they don't have enough. And I'm thinking to myself, just a few days ago, there was a video of Governor Cuomo saying, well, yes, we have all these standby ventilators ready to distribute when people need them. And I'm thinking, what? Why doesn't have that hospital in Queen? If you have them here in the backup storage, whatever that you have, why is somebody from that hospital complaining that they don't have enough? When you have 3,000 of them sitting in your storage. Get those damn things over there. Anyway.
You have to understand, they have New York people working in those warehouses. They knew they had them. So we said, why didn't you distribute them? I hope they've distributed them now, but maybe they didn't need them so badly. But just so you know, we're all, you, me, everybody, we're all on the same team. You know, when journalists get up, and you're a journalist, a fine journalist, when journalists get up
Sean Hannity
and ask questions.
So what if he was in Sean Hannity? Jesus Christ.
Threatening.
I was quoting you directly from your interview with Sean Hannity.
Okay, and do you need to remind anybody of that? Do you need to interrupt what he's saying to you right now for that? Nobody cares.
Take a look at my interview. What I want to do is, if there is something wrong, we have to get to the bottom of it. When I hear face masks go from 10,000 to 300,000 and they constantly need more, and the biggest man in the business is like shocked. He knows all about the virus, by the way. He's not surprised by that. He knows all about it. He shouldn't be surprised. He should say, well, that's standard because this is really a very tough disease. This is really a very tough virus to handle. Okay,
Mr.
Please,
President, my second question.
That's enough. Thank you very much. Please. That's enough. That's enough. That's not fair to your other reporters. It's not fair. You had a long time, a long question. If we have time, I'll get back to you for your second question. Is that okay? All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
Anyway, so that's the exchange. But our first question was about Trump's comment from a few days ago about ventilator needs and whether they were being exaggerated by some politicians. While the question was typically accusatory, it was somewhat mild compared to many of her typical questions. Still, in response, he accused her of being negative and then gave a winding 3-minute answer in which he complimented her and critiqued her again. Vintage Trump. She wanted a second question, and he said it wasn't fair to the other reporters. When he called on a CNN reporter a bit later, that reporter yielded to Alcindor. She asked another accusatory question, suggesting it was insane to worry about widespread suicide or depression resulting from an economic catastrophe. Apparently, she's never read about the Great Depression. Anyway, then followed the CNN reporter's question. It was a train wreck. Also accusatory, the reporter snipped a quote to make Trump sound like he said something different than what he said in a previous press conference. Trump forced him to read the quote in context, showing that the accusatory gotcha question was not an accurate depiction of what had been expressed. In this sense, all three questions were absolutely golden for Trump, who could tee it off on them in a way he tees off on most political media. But political media really thought the moment went well for them. Maggie Haberman of the New York Times spun the exchange and added some trademark Haberman mind reading, as if it were triggering for the president, widely known for enjoying dust-ups with his media foes. Like the people who are saying that Trump is having a meltdown here. No, Trump is having a slapdown, which he does quite often. It's just a slapdown. Philip Rucker of the Washington Post dramatically claimed that Alcindor routinely gets under his skin with probing questions. No, it's completely accusatory questions like they already described here, and said that Trump was losing his cool again. That was pretty losing his cool. No, he just doesn't want to hear your bullshit right now at a time when we're dealing with something that's very important. The Obama Bros, who host Pod Save America, excitedly announced that Alcindor, the incredible reporter who puts up with this shit from Trump all the time, would be their next guest. Yes, many media figures spent the evening doing something very constructive. How constructive? Well, they worked really hard to get "We Love Yamichi" trending on Twitter. Oh my gosh, they got a Twitter hashtag going. Woo! Hooray! Anyway, I look, the point of this article is the media loves her, and most of the people going like, well, that was a dumb question. That's a stupid ass question. All right. Anyway, all right, real quick. Good morning to Check Your Logic. I see that you've dropped in. Tales of Gore. How you doing? And I think I'm on top of this right now. I think I got it reborn. I'm not on top of the chat though. I'm just trying to figure this out. By the way, let's do this. Let's take care of the show though. By the way, the Morning Night Live is brought to you by you, the viewers of the Morning Night Live. Please, if you would be so kind, share this stream, hitting that little arrow somewhere down there somewhere. I don't know exactly where it is when I point my finger. For some of you on a phone, it's up here, whatever. Anyway, hit the share button, share this out with your favorite people on the internet. Also, you can share the tweet that I did. Thank you, Skookum, Chi-Town J, RVA, Truckin' Bear for retweeting the tweet. Also, Jay Wolf doing your own version. I'm going to retweet your version too. In fact, let's retweet Jay Wolf today. I'm going to put his tweet link in the chat. Poof, there you go. Good morning, Attack Alpaca. How you doing? There's Jay Wolf's link. You can retweet Jay Wolf today. And also, if you'd be so kind, if you like what we do on the Morning Night Live, hit that thumbs up. The thumbs up, except for Duck Dog. You know how that works, DD. Double D. And if you'd like to support us financially, us meaning me, and the show to keep it going, it's very helpful that you guys do that. Some of you are very, very, very generous. But in these times of concern, I don't want you to risk anything you have. But if you're still interested in doing that, you can do that in the Streamlabs link in the description down below. That's my super chat system. I still don't have 1,000 subscribers. What am I going to ask you here? Am I undersubscribed? I think I am. We need to work on that. I got to start making some 10-minute videos and getting people on board with that, because sometimes it's hard to watch a live stream after the fact. But if you'd like to be a permanent part of the show, a permanent fixture of this particular show, you can do that by doing a super chat, throwing something in the tip jar, typing what you want me to read, and I'll read it. Just like we do on all those other live channels. And if you're not subscribed yet, hit subscribe and hit the bell. to make sure you get notifications, or you can just follow me on Twitter, Minds, or Gabs, because I send out those notifications on a daily basis with the show. All right, let's move on. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, Jim Acosta. Speaking of Jim Acosta, this is the First Amendment show, and we're just mistakenly. Jim Acosta also had a little dust up with the president. Shocker. Nasty, snarky question. Trump gives CNN's Jim Acosta an earful during the coronavirus briefing. This was a good one. Let's just watch this one too. This one's a typical. Well, here you go. In fact, the name of this video is Acosta can't ask a normal question. Well, while that part playing, I would have skipped the ad. All right, here we go.
But he's that's pretty severe. But he's somebody. He was with me for a long time. They did a great job at FDA. So we're gonna.
Now, what's funny? Watch how he calls on Acosta.
He sent it over. So very good.
Okay, we're gonna give it a shot.
Go ahead. Let's give it a shot.
Let's give it a shot.
What do you say to Americans who are upset with you over the way you downplayed this crisis over the last couple of months? We have it very much under control in this country. The coronavirus is very much under control in the USA.
Now,
it's going to disappear. It's like a miracle. It will disappear.
Before we hear the president's answer, because Acosta is, again. Now, is it an illegitimate question? No. But when you come in with someone like the track record of Jim Acosta, this is just some snarky bullshit question. Internet, it's a Twitter question. Okay? And probably the best answer would be, at the time I said those various things, because none of those things were yesterday. Were they, Jim? Did I say those yesterday? No. If we look at what was happening during the time that I made those statements, that's what we thought. That was our best information. That was as best I could hope for, because we weren't confident that we thought perhaps we were able to stop human-to-human transmissions, not realizing that there is probably a whole lot more of this all around, thanks to the month and a half of travel from China between November 17th and the end of the year, before they told anybody in the entire world that this was happening. But anyway, oh, by the way, hi Zombie Teddy, and also hi to the gayest person on YouTube. All right, let's go here.
March 4th, we have a very small number of people in this country.
March 4th? Well, it's March
10th.
31st now, Jim.
We're prepared. We're doing a great job with it. It will go away. Just stay calm. It will go away. What do you say to Americans who believe that you got this wrong?
And I do want them to stay calm. And we are doing a great job. If you look at those individual statements, they're all true. Stay calm. It will go away. You know it is going away. And it will go away. And we're going to have a great victory. And it's people like you and CNN that say things like that, that it's why people just don't want to listen to CNN anymore. You could ask a normal question. The statements I made are, I want to keep the country calm. I don't want panic in the country.
Excuse me, but I have to pause this for one thing.
Hammer time.
Hi, MC.
I would make you look.
By the way, that never gets old. It never gets old. It never will. I hope you appreciate your badge of honor, because I certainly do.
Like a minor league player. But you know what? I don't want to do that. I want to have our country be calm and strong and fight and win. And it will go away. And it is incredible, the job that all of these people are doing, putting them all together, the job that they're doing. I am very proud of the job they're doing, that Mike Pence is doing, that the task force has done, that Honeywell and Procter & Gamble and Mike and all of these people have done. I'm very proud. It's almost a miracle, and it is, the way it's all come together. And instead of asking a nasty, snarky question like that...
Oh, I don't know why it got cut off there, but I think that is self-explanatory. Now, here's another First Amendment issue. Now, granted, it is Twitter, so Twitter's not exactly a First Amendment haven, but you know, we have to watch what Twitter does, and it's weird because there are a lot of things happening where For example, Twitter removed 2 posts by the president of Brazil. The president of Brazil, who had an opinion that apparently Twitter didn't like, but this is not that one. Twitter removes tweet reporting hydroxychloroquine as a treatment for the Wuhan virus. Oh, they did it again. Racist. Anyway, Twitter removed a tweet from Fox News host Laura Ingraham that suggested hospitals using hydroxychloroquine as a treatment for the Wuhan coronavirus are showing promising results despite the FDA's approval of the drug for emergency use. Can you believe that? Twitter removed a tweet from Fox News host Laura Ingraham that suggested hospitals using hydroxychloroquine as a treatment for the Wuhan coronavirus are showing promising results, and the FDA has approved the drug for emergency use. Lenox Hill, here's her tweet. Lenox Hill in New York, among many hospitals already using hydroxychloroquine with very promising results. One patient has described as Lazarus, who was seriously ill from COVID-19, already released. According to Mediaite, they spelled it wrong. They need editors. A Twitter spokesperson said Ingram's tweet falls under Twitter's misleading information policy under heightened risk health claims.
Wow.
Twitter is censoring the successful use of a drug which is already approved by the FDA. On Sunday, March 29th, the FDA approved the malaria drug for emergency use in patients with COVID-19. According to Yahoo Finance, the drug is currently being tested in New York hospitals. According to the FDA, taking hydroxychloroquine sulfate may benefit certain patients hospitalized with COVID-19 for whom a clinical trial is not available or participation is not feasible. Now that's interesting. Hydroxychloroquine sulfate. Not chloroquine phosphate, which is used to clean fish tanks. Anyway. According to the FDA, taking hydroxychloroquine sulfate may benefit certain patients hospitalized with COVID-19 for whom a clinical trial is not available or participation is not feasible. Last week, an elderly couple consumed chloroquine phosphate, a different compound contained in fish tank cleaning. By the way, there is an update on that story. I don't know if I'll get to it today, but that story is sounding a little more fishy with every new detail that comes out. Hopefully we'll get to it. Anyway, so yes, Twitter is censoring people for giving accurate information. All right, there you go. Chinese researchers isolated deadly bat coronaviruses near Wuhan animal market. Title of the email, I was right. Oh, so they have. Oh, great. Anyway, all right. Now let's see. What was my next one? I had another one here. I got a couple more. We're almost got enough time for it. Let's see. Do we need to? Oh, here's a Prager University video that has mainstream media's inconsistency on the Wuhan coronavirus. Let's see what this one is. How long is this? I can't remember. This is only 2 minutes. We'll watch this one. Hang on. This will be informative for you. Let's check this one out. I hope PragerU doesn't. Well, I hope PragerU doesn't. I hope they don't ding me, but I'm going to do it anyway. Unless they, they might have some music in it. Who knows? I'll probably get dinged for it, but I'll live. Here it is.
The president referred to the coronavirus as a, quote, foreign virus. That I think was interesting because as I was talking to sources earlier this evening, one of the points that the president wanted to make tonight, wanted to get across to Americans, is that this virus did not start here, but that they're dealing with it. Now, why the president would go as far as to describe it as a foreign virus, that is something we'll also be asking questions about.
At least 6 people have died from the Wuhan coronavirus.
The Wuhan coronavirus has now surpassed the 2003 SARS outbreak and the number of lives it's claimed.
Having to deal with it, the total number of deaths
from the Wuhan coronavirus. It's now surpassed the SARS outbreak.
This
there are
kind
now
of
11 confirmed cases of the Wuhan
this kind of mirrors that
coronavirus.
other video
Information
we've
about
seen
how
before.
the Wuhan coronavirus is spread.
Okay, why do you keep calling this the Chinese virus? There are reports of dozens of incidents of bias against Chinese Americans.
Listen, look at her face as she asked the question. Why do you keep calling this the Chinese virus? God. Oh, you can't even see that, can you? Did I do that? Here, hang on. That's dumb. I should probably let you see what we're doing there.
That they are.
Here, let's go back and just do this.
Wuhan coronavirus is spread.
Okay, why do you keep calling this the Chinese virus? There are reports of dozens of incidents of bias.
Look at the anger in her face. They hate the.
That they are furious with the Chinese government. That's because, just as you said, John, they are now claiming that potentially the U.S. military could be to blame for the Wuhan
so they might have already known the
which
answer
originated,
for this question.
as we know, in Wuhan, China.
China certainly feels that is what is happening now, with people calling it the Wuhan
same
flu,
guy.
the Wuhan
Watch.
virus, or the China virus. This is a virus that came from the territory of China, but came from bats. This is a bat virus, not a
is
China
it?
virus.
What'd you say
it doesn't
before
speak
that?
Chinese.
Let's see what
It
you
doesn't
said
target
earlier.
Chinese people. It targets human beings who happen to touch their eyes, nose, or mouth.
I would always be skeptical. I think they handled this in the beginning with a great deal of secrecy in China. They forced the initial whistleblower, a doctor, to recant and issue a letter effectively of confession, saying that he was spreading illegal rumors, and then he died from the
So he knew the answer to that,
the disease
too.
caused by this coronavirus.
Okay, so that's the PragerU take on this, which is, gives you a little bit of more of how inconsistent CNN has been on it. If the U.S. would have done it, it would have been smarter about it. Oh, about it. If it were a bioweapon, that's funny. All right, let's see. Now, speaking of the First Amendment, now there's a little dust up in Florida. There's a couple weird things as far as going with religion. Now, look, if I were a pastor of a church, I would probably not be having services right now. But it's interesting that here's the thing. You may have heard over the last 3 years quite often that the president of the United States is a dictator. Have you heard that ever? Have any of you ever heard someone say that Donald Trump is like a dictator? He's like Hitler. He's a fascist. He's an authoritarian. Isn't it interesting? Here, let me take this picture off the screen. Isn't it interesting right now that suddenly the person that many people who like to call him a fascist, an authoritarian, and a dictator, all of a sudden want him to act like an authoritarian, a dictator, a fascist? They want him to just shut down the whole country because he says so. And in fact, they're cheering the governors who are doing just that, like in Virginia and New York City and New York State, and, the place shut down. They're giving these governors some really incredible power right now, just by decree. It's fascinating. So here's an interesting story. A pastor of a large church was arrested for leading packed services despite social distancing orders. This is going to be an interesting case. A pastor at a large church in Florida was arrested on Monday. Now, this is in Florida, too. It's a Republican governor, whatnot. A pastor of a large church in Florida was arrested on Monday after leading a packed services on Sunday that allegedly defied social distancing measures that were put into effect to stop the spread of the coronavirus, which originated in China. Pastor Howard Brown, 58, was arrested in Hernando County and was charged with misdemeanor charges of unlawful assembly and violation of a public health emergency order. He was released roughly an hour later after posting bond. The River at Tampa Bay Church held 2 services Sunday and even offered bus transportation for those services. Fox 13 Tampa Bay reported the church's live stream showed a packed crowd cheering and applauding. Sheriff Chad Cronister said during a press conference that the church had access to technology that allowed them to broadcast their church services live to their church members. Cronister said that the officers had talked to Howard Brown twice on Friday and warned him that holding up in-person church services was creating a dangerous environment. State Attorney Andrew Warren said during the press conference, "I think it is unfortunate that the pastor is here hiding behind the First Amendment." Hiding behind the First Amendment. Now look, I disagree, and I certainly wouldn't be with him holding services, and I wouldn't be at the service. If I was going to that church and they had a way to put it on TV, I'd be watching it from home. But this gets a little sticky, doesn't it? Does this get a little sticky with the First Amendment issues with this? And also, what law did they pass in the legislature that allows them to do this? I don't know. It's just, it's very, very interesting. Thank you, by the way, for the super chat. C. Thomas with the two bills. Thank you, sir. Quote from C. Thomas: "Bad faith is all the media is steeped in regarding Kung Flu. Also, the claim of attacks against Chinese people is very suspect. Lastly, the Democrats cry Trump isn't doing more, but yet they demand that he act more as a trap again in bad fucking faith. Act more as a trap again." Yeah, they want him to act more like a dictator, and then they're going to bitch that he's acting like a dictator. Or he hasn't been acting like an authoritarian enough, but when he does it, suddenly he's acting like an authoritarian. What gives you the right to make that decree? Thank you, C. Thomas. Very good point. I appreciate it. And if anyone else want to be a permanent part of the show, have your super chats read live, you can throw some in the tip jar and I will read away. Thank you, sir, C. Thomas. I appreciate you very much. All right. So anyway, it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out, because if you actually go by any laws on the books, yes, he's violating recommendations, the recommended guidelines, and yet it's church service. I don't know how that's going to play out. I understand. Is he endangering public health? Possibly. You just don't know. But anyway, on another note, similar to that, Mayor Bill de Blasio threatens to permanently close churches and synagogues if they meet during the coronavirus scare. Now, this is something. Imagine. And I don't mean imagine there's no heaven. Not that imagine. I slap myself again. Imagine if President Trump, let's imagine if President Trump told the Democratic National Committee, if you hold your convention during this coronavirus scare, I'm going to permanently close down your party. Bill de Blasio threatens to permanently close churches and synagogues if they meet during coronavirus. On Friday, the New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio warned that the city would shut down places of worship if congregants continued to violate the state's stay-at-home orders. A small number of religious communities, specifically churches, specific churches and specific synagogues, are unfortunately not paying attention to this guidance, even though it's so widespread, de Blasio said at a press conference. I want to say to all those who are preparing for the potential of religious services this weekend, if you go to your synagogue, if you go to your church and attempt to hold services after having been told so often not to, our enforcement agents will have no choice but to shut down those services. The mayor said that city staff members have been instructed to break up church services and to take additional action up to the point of fines and potentially closing the building permanently if worshipers do not comply. Now, but he still has the subways open. Isn't that funny? But you can get on the subway, but we're going to shut down your church. Good point, D.I. Freda. That's exactly. Now, here's the thing. I can understand them asking places of worship to comply with the order. New York in particular is definitely a hot spot. But is this just like the authoritarian's dream? To be able to say, you know what, you guys aren't doing what we ask. We're going to shut you down permanently. Really, on what basis can you shut down these people permanently? Okay. I could see an emergency situation. I didn't say anything about mosques either. Yeah, that's funny. I wonder if there are any mosques that fall under that category. It's always the churches and synagogue with Bill de Blasio. Never mentions the mosques, but it's always the churches and synagogues. Jeremy Dye, special counsel for litigation and communications at the religious freedom law firm First Liberty, condemned de Blasio's threats in remarks to PJ Media. Quote, the American people will tolerate a lot during times of national pandemic. They will not tolerate the government threats to permanently close houses of worship. Such careless talk by Mayor de Blasio harms the ability of church and state to work together, not only to provide calm and comfort during a global pandemic, but to strengthen religious freedom, Dice warned. And First Liberty has warned legal action against a Texas city that targeted religious services for special coronavirus restrictions, leading that city to revise the restrictions to honor religious freedom. First Liberty also released an essential guidance document to help churches and other religious bodies protect their rights from government intrusion during the crisis. First Liberty does not advise churches to violate government mandates like stay-at-home orders, but it does advise them to hold state and local governments accountable if they single out any form of religious body for special restrictions during that time. And that certainly would be okay, so yeah, if you keep the subways open, we're going to shut them down permanently. Yeah, why does he have the subways open? The sardine cans, the rolling sardine cans? Give me a break. Yeah, I don't know what authority he thinks he has to shut down those places of worship permanently. Anyway, although I do think they should be complying with the order. So, anyway, my last First Amendment one of the day is just Geraldo Rivera. Everybody loves Geraldo, right? I never know what to think of Geraldo Rivera. One day I'm like, yeah, you tell him, Geraldo. The next day I'm like, the fuck? What did you say? What are you talking about? But anyway, Geraldo Rivera he's on Trump's side this time. Geraldo Rivera says we have the right warrior for this fight. Trump's epic effort is getting the job done. Okay, Geraldo, if the motive is to hurt Donald Trump, then save it. Save it for when this horrible disease is behind us, because we have to pull together in support of President Donald Trump's epic efforts to combat coronavirus. Geraldo Rivera said Monday during his Roadkill podcast. There's no point nitpicking at Trump's every misstep at a time like this, especially since he's doing an epic job keeping America safe from coronavirus. I know that many Trump haters are clearly frustrated right now because most of the American people, 60% in that Gallup poll, most of the American people, many of whom did not vote for Donald Trump, approved of what I think is an epic job that he is doing to mitigate the coronavirus catastrophe. On Tuesday's Roadkill, Geraldo Rivera shares his thoughts about the effective yet flamboyant leadership of Donald Trump throughout his country's battle against the coronavirus pandemic. He says we have the right warrior for this fight, noting that while Trump has his personal flaws, yes he does, he's getting the job done. I grant you that he's flamboyant and that he's unrestrained, but so was General Patton in World War II. We have the right warrior for this fight. He's not perfect, but he's getting the job done. Thank you, Geraldo Rivera. That's a very good description of what's happening in our world. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. We're going to check out what's happening on Twitter. There's a couple doozies today, by the way. So I'm just going to warn you ahead of time. Also, thank you, Becca Farley, for tweeting out the show. As always, I really appreciate you guys who shared this out. We are at, by the way, we're currently, how many subscribers do we have right now? Let me check this out. I don't even know. It's like 611 last I looked. Are there any new ones? You guys have really helped me. I really appreciate you guys sharing the show. You know, whenever you can. Let's see. Let's see. Where's my channel here? 611 right now. So again, by the way, programming note on Friday. Oh, take it easy, C. Thomas. Come back Friday for the birthday show, the 300 subscriber show, or excuse me, 300 episode, 600 subscriber show. We'll see you then. That was what I was about to say. Remember Friday? It's the birthday show. I'm gonna do some promotion. I'm gonna try to get a couple guests. You know how it goes. Sometimes they can, sometimes they can't. But I haven't heard back from the ones I've invited. But if I don't have any guests, I'll do a call. We'll do a birthday call-in show or whatever. But it's also the 300th episode. We're celebrating 600 subscribers, and we're gonna have some fun. Oh, by the way, hashtag. Remember the hashtag? Hashtag PDK News on Twitter. Here's what I need your help with this week, gang. This week for the birthday show, I want to do fun stories, which means this is Sparta. Yes, it is Sparta. Sparta. Anyway, I would like you to send me your favorite Florida man story. We're not gonna do the regular news unless I do a separate stream later. But the birthday show, I want nothing but Florida man stories. Okay, so either by email or by, I know, Gunfox, I'm so bad with the email, but I'm just getting that out of the way. Florida man stories on the PDK News hashtag. Find your favorite Florida man story, put it in the PDK News. We're going to do all Florida man stories on my birthday show. So there you go. All right, let's get into the Twitter trends today. Top of the Explore tab, of course, is coronavirus. Corona and Spain now reports 849 new deaths in a single day. It's brutal out there, folks. Here's the latest update. The total number of global cases, global, not global, the total number of global cases has passed 800,000, including more than 38,000 fatalities. Over 170,000 patients are reported to have recovered. Get the latest updates from around the world. First of all, China set to release data on cases with no symptoms. There's a little problem in China, by the way. So they still claim that they only have about 3,000 some deaths. But for some reason, in Wuhan, there's a sudden surge of, they cremate everybody in China. And there's this sudden surge in all the morgues or funeral homes, whatever they call them there, of these urns that, the ashes, they put the ashes in. And there's people from Wuhan saying that there's up to it could be up to 45,000 of these urns of people dying, just more than normal. But they say they have 3,000 deaths. And now I've heard some estimates that their cases could be as high as 8 times what they've reported. Because for some reason they keep saying, well, no, we have no new cases. How can they have no new cases? So here's the number of confirmed coronavirus cases worldwide is 800,000. Here's the little chart we get with this. So in the United States, 164,139 cases. Now we've done almost over 1 million tests, and then new cases But now here it is. New cases, 207. We've had 3,140 deaths. 2 are new. Death rate 1.91%. Serious and critical 3,500. That number recovered 4,700. So there's still a bunch of people that have it that are still in recovery phase. But if I that everyone will know what the fuck. Okay, cool. Are you not? Wait. Oh God, you're not. You are not going to do last Friday. I'll check. Okay, we'll check last Friday. We'll do those tomorrow. I got to get in the email. All right. So now, look, China's all the way down here. 81,000 cases. Now, we've had our first cases at the end of January, and they were like at 80,000 then, and they've only had about less than 1,000 new cases in a month. Is anybody buying that? I don't. And 3,300 deaths is their total. Fascinating. Now, the other numbers that are really crazy here is Italy, their death rate 11%. I mean, that's way outside the norm for around the world. I mean, granted, here you got 6% in Iran, almost 7% in France, almost 8%, almost 9% in Spain. But now it's possible that they are attributing this virus to deaths other than coronavirus, that actual coronavirus death. They might, for example, now it's anecdotal evidence, but I heard of a case where a woman said that, her mother was dying of cancer. And when they got the death certificate, it was listed that she died from this COVID-19, but she was already dying from cancer. She was already terminal from cancer. So is it the complications from the COVID-19 that actually brought her down, or was it the cancer that brought her down? So I don't know. It may be a quirk of the Italian system. I guess we'll find out eventually. Good morning, Kevin Stillwell and TC Ball. How are you doing? So anyway, but I have zero confidence in the numbers from China. So anyway, all right, we're gonna move on because there's more. Everything's coronavirus, so we're gonna go on. Trending number 1 on Twitter though today is, wait a minute, who's on this? Thank you, Kevin Stillwell. Trending number 1 on Twitter today is Trans Day of Visibility. Now I don't remember if they do this more than once a year. Apparently it's when all the trans people decide that they're going to put their pictures on Twitter. So it's the Trans Day of Visibility Day. Then the top one today. Trans men are men. Trans children are valid. Non-binary people exist. Everyone deserves an opportunity to be who they are without being maligned or erased. Trans folks can fuck off until there's no more off left to fuck. Okay, Max, whatever. I still say that we need to be very careful, extremely careful when it comes to children. Because, unfortunately, vast majority of children who have gender identity issues as children grow out of them. And if we take any form of measures that are that can cause severe damage to a child while they're a child, they don't have the really functionality in their brains to really understand what they're doing and how permanent it is, because kids are not smart. I barely let kids decide what shoes they're going to choose, let alone something as life-changing as their gender. Now, granted, some people may have those feelings when they're a child. Most grow out of it. Some don't. But they also don't understand the ramifications. And perhaps they should wait till their brain is a little more developed before you make life-changing decisions. Just saying. But anyway, there are lots of people out here celebrating Trans Day of Visibility. Good for the people who are well-adjusted and live their lives how they live them. I don't really, I'm not gonna make any value judgment on this. It's hard for me to understand as the person I am. I'm not trying to figure it out, and that's people's thing. That's people's thing. Good for them. Congratulations that you are comfortable being you. That's all I have to say about that. Moving on. Number 2, Tuesday Thoughts. As opposed to Tuesday Thoughts is trending number 2. Let's do a couple Tuesday Thoughts. Any good ones here? Here we go. Who needs a little dog lore to brighten up their day? Welshie folklore tells us that fairies, Twylif Teg, used to ride corgis into battle. In the Welsh language, Gi is dog, Cor is dwarf, so corgi is literally dog of the dwarfs. So there you go. That's a little that's a Tuesday thought if I ever saw a Tuesday thought. I like that. Okay, and corgis are cool little dogs. One of my best friends from high school has always had corgis as pets, and he really likes them, and they're kind of cool little dogs. So like sometimes they're a little noisy. Sometimes. All right, let's see. Tuesday thoughts. Tell yourself today. It's Tuesday. I'm breathing. I'm blessed. God woke me up this morning for a reason. Today will be my day. God still has a plan for me. I think he meant plan. The world needs my love, my smile, my talent, my light, and my encouragement. I can't give up. Hashtag thank God. Okay, that's a Tuesday thought. Let's see. Let's find one more Tuesday thought. We're going to move on. Oh, Legos. Clapping is great. Investing is better. Okay. Oh, that's an interesting. This is the... I've never seen the Lego Hospital Ward, but there you go. There's a Lego Hospital Ward. They have everything for Legos, don't they? All right, that's enough for Tuesday thoughts. Let's move on. Number 3, Tuesday motivation. I'm skipping just because we've already done our Tuesday thoughts, and Tuesday morning we're skipping because we already did our Tuesday thoughts. Number 5, rest in peace, Nip, as in Nipsey Russell. Today is the first anniversary of the death of Nipsey Russell, rap artist, and fans are paying tribute to the rapper to mark 1 year since he was fatally shot in Los Angeles. Nipsey Russell's an interesting person. He was good friends with Snoop Dogg, and he has some. Now, if you ever heard the rap song "Fuck Donald Trump," that was Nipsey Hussle, not Nipsey Russell, Nipsey Hussle. But Nipsey Hussle's an interesting dude. He was starting to open businesses in his old neighborhood in South Central Los Angeles. He was becoming, more of an entrepreneur, trying to, create good things in the community that he grew up in. That is a rough place to live. And unfortunately, some nitwit came and took his life in front of one of his stores. So it's a bad thing. He was all about, building something in his community, showing people that you can actually build something that is not only good for your community, but that can help people. And, it's very sad that this guy got killed. But anyway, so people remembering him. He was a pretty popular rapper too. Good morning, Dead Kaiser. What'd you miss? You know what? That's why I have replays, Dead Kaiser. By the way, if you are watching right now as part of a replay, not live, make sure you leave a comment in the comment section down below. Thanks for reminding me, Dead Kaiser. You're going to have to go just check the replay, dude, please. All right, rest in peace, Selena. Now, did Selena die on this day too, or was it her birthday? Woman Chicana, self-made luz, raza, gente latina. If you wonder why Selena's so loved, she represented the Mexican-American community in a way that we needed then and now. It is important to see ourselves in media, entertainment, and as a boss like she was. Rest in peace, Selena. She was a fantastic singer. Two beautiful souls taken the same day by the same fate. When will we end the gun violence? Yes, those guns roaming the streets and just killing people all by themselves. Okay, I'm sorry, no need to be stark. Anyway, Selena, it's been 25 years. I didn't realize it'd been that long. So she was killed 25 years ago today. Holy smoke! She was a great singer. She was inspirational in the Hispanic community. I don't know, what do you want to call it? The Latino community. Anyway, number 7 trending is Infrastructure Week. What the hell does that mean? It's oddly reassuring that even a global pandemic can't prevent it from being Infrastructure Week. Okay, that's Donald Trump Donald Trump tweeted, so it's going to trend. With interest rates for the United States being at zero, this is the time to do our decades-long awaited infrastructure bill. It should be very big and bold, $2 trillion, and be focused solely on jobs and rebuilding the once great infrastructure of our country. You know, I always wonder. This is fascinating. Everyone's always talking about infrastructure, or roads and bridges. And I drive a lot, okay? And you know, most of the roads and bridges that need work are state roads and bridges. I rarely find really bad interstates. Now because they're constantly replacing interstates. So I'm always wondering when they have this big infrastructure talk, I always wonder what the hell they're talking about. The federal government doesn't really have a say in how your city builds roads and bridges, and it's your city that has all the potholes. I don't know. Maybe some of you trucker people can answer that question for me. Now, granted, the one bridge in Minneapolis collapsed. So I get it. I mean, that bridge was very old, and that's one bridge out of probably 5 million bridges in the United States. Minimum. I could guess there's more than 5 million bridges in one state. One collapses, and it's about. I always wonder what the hell they mean. Maybe y'all know. Infrastructure Week is back. So look, so everyone's tweeting about Infrastructure Week. So it's Infrastructure Week again. The writer's getting lazy. Now, Aaron Rupar is an anti-Trumper. Oliver Willis is an anti-Trumper. Now, some of these people are getting... Why are you so excited about Infrastructure Week? All these people are... What? LOL. Donald... Okay, Russell Drew. I'm sure this is a Never Trumper too, or something. LOL. Donald Trump really wants an Infrastructure Week now, huh? One of the biggest mistakes of his presidency was not being serious about this in 2017. He squandered the little capital he had on trying to destroy Obamacare. Okay, asshat. Let me just tell... Okay, you really want a list of things he did get accomplished? So, shit. But anyway, did he say Infrastructure Week this tweet? I don't even know. It doesn't say Infrastructure Week in his tweet. Nothing around it. Infrastructure bill, while thousands of Americans are dying and struggling to stay alive. The mind of a sociopath. Can you do more than one thing at once? Okay. Given that we are already borrowing trillions of dollars more to bail out individuals and companies, new infrastructure is even less affordable now than ever before. If you want to devote resources to building infrastructure, the government must free them up by cutting spending elsewhere. I don't disagree with that at all. I don't. Well, thank you, Tyler F. I don't know. I always see the roads I drive on are never. They are always fixing them. They fix them every summer. So maybe it's not the same everywhere. But the healthcare system did cause the pandemic. China and their propaganda. Okay, that's someone responds. Anyway, so you know what? No matter what he says, no matter what does, there's going to be that crowd. That's I'll just call them the Krassensteins. They're all very similar to the Krassenstein brothers. All the Krassensteins on Twitter who hate Trump. Look at this. Fuck yeah, Infrastructure Week. Does that mean it's Infrastructure Week again? Okay, that must be something from... It's funny because he didn't say it, but everyone else is saying it. Whatever, moving on. Jack Black is trending, and here's why. Jack Black, God bless him. Jack Black is on... Jack Black is on, what's that, TikTok? And Jack Black, I don't care if you like Jack Black or not. I salute him for this one. Here's Jack Black on TikTok. I have to give it to Jack Black for his a big dude. He's fairly athletic. Wait till you see. Here comes this move. He does a little Russian dance, and he even goes down and up, down and up. Oh my gosh, Jack Black! I just had to play it. It was great, and everyone loves it. That kick, though. Wait, show you. Watch the kick. This kick is pretty impressive for a fat dude. And when I say fat dude, I mean fat dude like me, fat dude. Okay. Watch the kick he does here. Wait, hang on. Here it goes. Here's the kick. Watch the kick. I'm like, this is pretty impressive for a fat dude. That was pretty good. I'm impressed, Jack Black. Way to go. Moving on. Dre Kirkpatrick, cornerback in the NFL, is probably going somewhere else. Let's see. Sum up Dre Kirkpatrick's career with the Bengals. In one play, he had a pick six from all the way 99 yards to go, or 101-yard pick six, but fumbles inside the 5. Oh! But he still gets the touchdown. Okay, so I'll never forget when Le'Veon Bell delivered a stiff arm to Dre Kirkpatrick and crushed him and turned him into dust. Okay, now Cincinnati Bengals released cornerback Dre Kirkpatrick. That's why that's trending. Moving on, Diamond and Silk are trending twice. Diamond and Silk with the and Diamond and Silk with the ampersand. All right, let's see why Diamond. Oh God, why are they trending? Who's hating on Diamond Silk first? Let's say I'm gonna guess Obadiah or Wu are gonna be in the first 10 tweets. Let's check it out. Jared Holt. Great. He's the dude who does Right Wing Watch. He's a jackass. Diamond and Silk have been among the top crowd favorites at every right wing event I've seen them speak. And this is the kind of thing they use that fame to share. I can't help but wish right-wing audience were getting info instead of conspiracy theories during the pandemic. Let's see what they're saying. Diamond and Silk are speculating coronavirus deaths are being inflated to make Trump look bad. Okay, I'm not saying they're not Alex Joneses.
Weeks. Mm-hmm. Over 1,000 people supposedly died from the coronavirus in a 2 weeks time period. Over 1,000 people, after being tested positive, have died from the coronavirus. But it took 39 days from January all the way up to February the 29th, I believe. That's Saturday. For the first person to die. Here's another thing. Come on. Here's another thing. My president said...
All right, hold up. Now, they're talking out of their buttholes here, because if you've been paying attention to this in many places around the world, it's kind of been that way everywhere. Okay, the first case in China, November 17th. By the end of December, there were, I think, 30 deaths, and then a few weeks later, it was over 1,000. So it's very gradual. I'm not sure why they're questioning this, but clearly they haven't been paying attention. Now, what are they about to say Trump said?
On March the 24th, Tuesday, this past week, my president said that he would love for America to be back up and running.
I knew this was going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
After he said this, this was going to happen. Go ahead.
At the time he said it, there was 25,489 cases with 307 deaths. Instantaneously, you had the media calling President Trump out. He wanted open by Easter. He want this open by Easter. Me and you were talking. I said, now watch the numbers of deaths go up.
Right.
Watch everything increase, because they wanted to make it look bad.
That's right.
In front of our eyes. Here it is, 5 days later.
Okay, so they're talking out of their ass. Okay, I see why people are...
It jumped from 25,489 cases up to 121,478 cases.
Okay, obviously they're not that bright. Although they're entertaining, and I don't mind Diamond Silk that much, but of course the cases are going up numerically because they're testing thousands and thousands of people. Now, look, all these cases aren't critical. Some of them probably are mild, some are probably not. There's a lot of people in care. There's a lot of people in hospitals. Maybe they just don't understand that. But this is annoying a little bit. But again, this is one of those things. Okay, let's make Diamond and Silk be Trump. They're not. They're not speaking for the president. They're speaking for themselves. Anyway, people who feel now the Palmer report uses this to aggrandize himself. People who follow the Palmer report on Twitter, Barack Obama, Nancy Pelosi, Amy Klobuchar, Ted Lieu. First of all, I hate to break this to you. Whoever Palmer, whatever your name is. I wouldn't wear any of those as a badge of honor either. People who blocked the Palmer report: Donald Trump Jr., Sebastian Gorka, Diamond and Silk, Geraldo Rivera. You do the math. You're kind of a jackass, Palmer. I hate to break it. Oh, John Fuselsang, or whatever the fuck his name is. Diamond and Silk are kind of like, what? Frangela Do? If Frangela Do were amoral, ignorant, totally unfunny, paid to defend racists. Oh, is that what it is? Shut the fuck up. All right, moving on. Wrong again, Rachel. Oh, this is one of my favorite First Amendment stories of the week. You're gonna love this. You probably already seen it, but I'm gonna revel in it anyway. So apparently Rachel Maddow on her show was a little bit what's the word? Oh no. Now this is hilarious. The first one up here on Wrong Again Rachel. This Wrong Again Rachel started trending at 4:45 p.m. Moscow time. Russian bots still hard at work and make stupid Americans think Rachel was wrong. This American isn't buying what the Russians are selling. What was she wrong about? Oh, this is another one. For those saying wrong again, Rachel, please understand that 10 days is more than 1 week. If only you were as upset about folks dying, the president lying, lack of equipment for doctors, but please enjoy the wrong. Now, these motherfuckers are always coming up with some stupid ass hashtags. So here's the part about Wrong Again Rachel. Now, all the people who hate Donald Trump are jumping into it, but here we go. So here's the thing. Remember when Donald Trump was talking about the hospital ships, and he said that, by next week, these hospital ships are going to be, we're going to have one out in Los Angeles area and one in New York City. And Rachel Maddow said this.
In terms of the happy talk we've had on this front from the federal government, there is no sign that the Navy hospital ships that the president made such a big deal of, the Comfort and the Mercy, there's no sign that they'll be anywhere on site helping out anywhere in the country for weeks yet. The president said when he announced that those ships would be put into action against the COVID-19 epidemic, he said one of those ships would be operational in New York Harbor by next week. That's nonsense. It will not be there next week. In terms of the happy talk we've had.
Okay, now that isn't even the whole clip. Here's the rest of it. Here, let's see.
That in itself will.
Oh, here we
when
go.
He announced that those ships would be put into action against the COVID-19 epidemic, he said one of those ships would be operational in New York Harbor by next week. That's nonsense. It will not be there next week.
And the naval hospital ship, the USNS Comfort, you see it right there on your screen, has just docked in New York City. The ship will be used to house non-coronavirus patients, and that in itself will free up the city's hospital care to focus primarily on those with the virus. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo will brief media there at the top of the hour. We're going to bring that to you live as soon as that gets underway. NBC's Rahima.
Wrong again, Rachel. But obviously, the people who hate the president, all the Trump the TDS people seem to be at the top of this hashtag right now. Let's see what the latest one. I see Wrong Again Rachel is trending. I suggest you all check the timelines and that the ship was under repairs, which were scheduled to take weeks. done in 8 days. So wrong again, Rachel was right according to info at the time. Oh, the Chinese bots are mad that wrong again Rachel is trending. So now we're having a competition between the Chinese bots and the Russian bots. There you go. All right, moving on, and we'll finish up here on the Twitter trends for the day. You know what? Let's skip the Twitter trends. Let's do a couple of the hashtag before I go. Let's see what's here. PDK news. Apparently Florida thinks. Oh, I gotta save. Nope. I'm gonna save the Florida man stories for Friday. Remember that religious group in South Korea? I don't know. Hang on. I'll keep going on. Let's see. Bishops say Catholics can eat meat during Lent because we're sacrificing for the coronavirus. I think we did that one. That was a while back. Okay, here we go. Here's one from Pincalo. Let's see what this one is. Where is it? Where did it pop up? I hit a link and it went somewhere. There we go. This is okay. So we were talking about this one earlier. Some U.S. religious leaders flout COVID-19 restrictions with large gatherings. Congregates formed at the Life Tabernacle Church in Baton Rouge, Louisiana on Sunday, despite a shelter-in-place order by Governor John Bel Edwards as a measure to combat the coronavirus pandemic. Yeah, I'm struggling with these churches that are. Here's the pastor that was arrested in Tampa Bay. So anyway, yeah, we talked about that a little bit earlier. I personally not good advice for the pastors of these churches. I just hate to break it to you. It's just not. Let's see. Check the other one here. There was another one, a new one. Oh, that's a Florida. I'm gonna save the Florida man. Thank you, Grill and Pirate Pete. I'm gonna save the. Oh, that is the same Florida man. That's the. The Bill of Rights. So Pete says apparently Florida thinks they can just toss the Bill of Rights into the trash, starting with the first. Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting case. Holy smokes. Oh my god. Here's some new ones. That's because I wasn't on the latest. Oh, good God. There's a whole bunch of new ones. I'm sorry. Okay, we're gonna go through a couple of these. We got cat memes. We got dog memes from Teresa Chiara. I'm gonna save those because I want to just do the stories for now. Let's see. Oh, I'm just gonna give you the title here. Uranus has started leaking gas, NASA scientist confirms. If 2020 couldn't get any more cursed, NASA scientists looking back through decades-old data from Voyager 2 spacecraft have discovered a mysterious gas escaping from Uranus. The data showed some mysterious force sucking the atmosphere straight out of the planet and into space. And that's all I have to say about that. It was just the headline was worth enough by itself. Okay. I'm gonna skip the memes for today. Let's see. Here's the one I wanted to do. Man alleged in 100-mile car chase crash was teaching the dog to drive. Oh my God, what? This is a good one. Here we go. Man accused in a 100-mile car chase, teaching his dog to drive. Of all the things to blame on a man's best friend, driving under the influence was a novel excuse to Washington State Patrol trooper Heather Axman. A 51-year-old Lakewood man allegedly under the influence of drugs sped above 100 miles an hour and crashed into other vehicles on northbound I-5 in Seattle. People calling 911 said they saw the 1996 Buick Park sedan driving erratically at high speeds, even ripping off I-5 at 128th Street in Southwest in Everett, only to go right back onto the freeway, Axman said. Just crazy driving. Troopers saw him near 88th Street Northwest in Marysville, where he allegedly sped off from law enforcement, reaching 109 miles an hour. They pursued him to Highway 530, where he exited the freeway towards Arlington and drove on and off the Centennial Trail. Law enforcement officers used spike strips to disable the car's wheels, and the vehicle finally stopped alongside the path, which reserved for non-motorized movement. Axman said she did not hear any of the people using the trail nearby. State Patrol troopers allegedly found the dog in the driver's seat next to the man. He reportedly told troopers he was teaching his dog to drive. Okay. Are you sure that's not a Florida man story? Holy shit. Oh, hey, how about this? Nurse crochets her own coronavirus masks, and it has a special vulva design. Do I even need to read this story? I think not. Some people's children. It's a pretty gloomy time right now, with reason, but a nurse is trying to help bring a smile to people's face by wearing a mask that's unlike others. The social worker, Lulu Garrity, 42, crocheted a vulva by hand and attached it to her protective equipment. And that did not work. How about this? Okay, I'm getting no sound from my soundboard. Anyway, your life makes me sad. And finally, let's do one more and then I gotta hit the road. Let's see. No corona-related news. Oh no. We'll read this one tomorrow. Jeffrey Epstein's Hollywood pipeline ran straight to Harvey Weinstein. Okay. Pincala will definitely read that one tomorrow. The one I wanted to go was... Where is it? Oh, we already did that one. Anyway, we'll do that tomorrow. Guys, unfortunately, I'm way behind time here, as usual. But today... Oh, there we go.
Sad.
There! That's for the vulva mask.
Your life makes me sad.
There you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. Thank you so much for coming today at the Morning Night Live, but I just gotta go. So, hey, just a reminder, the birthday show, 300 episodes, 600 subscriber special is this Friday. Okay? If you gotta pick a day to come to the show, make it Friday. We might, all right, I'm gonna give you a choice. 1, bring in guests. 2, call-in show. Don't give me other numbers. 1 or 2. 1 guest, 2 call-in show. I can't decide which I'm going to do. Maybe I should just do a call-in show. I don't know. We'll see. But you can decide that in the chat. Otherwise, I got to go. Thanks for everyone for being here. I'm here every day, Monday through Friday at least. 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, 2 p.m. GMT for those people in other parts of the world who watch the show. And there are several of you. Good morning, Mr. Scott, by the way. I just saw you. And Straight Sith Mail. I catch you before I leave. And, I can't tell you how much I appreciate y'all. Y'all make my day every day when you show up in my chat and show up in the show. And I go, gosh, these people come and see me all the time. And I really, it's just, it's somewhat humbling, but it's also, it's a lot of fun. It's like I get to get to know a bunch of other people just from watching you in the chat. And so thank you so much. Just remember to hit the thumbs up on the way out. We're a little short of the thumbs up today. Hit the thumbs up now while you're thinking about it. And if you'd be so kind as to share the stream, if you're watching a replay, make sure you leave a comment in the comment section so I can say hi. And also, if you want to support the show, keep the show going, you can do that by throwing a couple bucks in the tip jar occasionally. You don't have to do it all the time. And also, during this challenging time, don't do anything that would do detriment to yourself. Take care of yourself first. I am just a form of entertainment, and I'll be here whether you can do that or not. But I do appreciate the people who do it. C. Thomas today, thank you. Yesterday, Somting Wong. And the people who do the super chats, you actually help keep the show going. So I appreciate that. That's it for today. I gotta go. Remember, Florida Man stories for Friday. If you can throw those in the PDK News hashtag, that would be great. I'll save most of those till Friday. Other than that, it's time for me to go. Thank you, everybody. My name is PAWG Knight, and I'm out of here. Have a great, great day. Bye-bye. Hey, this is PAWG Knight, and thank you for watching today on the PAWG Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comments section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterward so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through the Streamlabs link, which is also in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm PAWG Knight, and I'm out of here.